Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night's Messages of Love from Above, and hope you're having a great weekend. Here it is, Saturday evening already. Wish, 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 wish. Hopefully, the weekend goes a little slower for you guys. But oh yeah, let me get my desktop all set up here, and we will jump into it and see what we got going on today. All right. So YouTube says we're live, so that is good there. Let me just stretch out the chat here. All right. All right. I think we're good there. All right. Hey, Sean G. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good to have everybody here. Shout out. Hey, Sen. Johanna. Thank you guys so much. YouTube channel members, shout out to you. And before we get into everything, let's send some love out to the world. And we'll start off here taking some big, deep breaths and coming back to right here, right now, letting all the rest of that chaos and everything in the outside world just fall away for a moment. So let's take a big, deep breath in. Let's do one more. Beautiful, beautiful. And as I hit the singing bowl, we just let that love flow down to us, fill us up, and flow out to the world. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Put it back there, let it finish doing its song. So hopefully everyone is enjoying your weekend and not having too much fun, but just enough, right? All right. So before we jump into things, let me just make sure everyone knows we have a new podcast episode coming out tomorrow. But here's the current one. I have a podcast from chaos to cozy. We talk about our journey. We come from cozy down to chaos. And this is about our adventure going back to cozy, where I talk about the most chaotic time in my life, where I almost ended my life, and then the journey since then on the things that Spirit has brought to help me transform into more of a cozy life and less chaotic. So if you're interested, the new one will come out tomorrow, which is called Love Energy. This one was about the hedge, which is an energetic process. And then the love energy is kind of expanding on some different ways we use energy too. Um, and in there, I also mentioned that I have a energetic hedge process that I do that is 50% off. So it's regular $50 for a 2-week process. It's only $25 till the end of May. So if you're interested, you can check out the description box of the video. And also, we put out a special pick a card this week, which has to do with what is being pushed out of your life to make room for something new. Every other week, I have like new moon, full moon, pick a card. And then also when the sun changes zodiac signs, a little, like this one was Taurus season, pick a card, which I'll show you in a minute. And it has a special birthday 3-month forecast for whatever birthdays are there. And then I usually have like a meditation, pilgrimage meditation, pick a card for the fourth one. But we had an extra week this month, so we have a special bonus one that's in there. Hey, meow, meow, meow. All right. So here is the Taurus new moon alert that came out. We had that on Monday. It talks about how to make the most of the new moon wishes. And then here's the Taurus season one I just talked about as well. And then I started putting out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign. Here's the playlist for that. And I actually take a tarot deck and I split out the major arcana from the four suits of the minor arcana. We get an overall energy for the month. And then we break down each of those four areas of our life, the wands, the fire energy, our energetic experience, our physical experience, our mental experience, our emotional experience, and pull oracle cards for all those too. So a good extensive kind of picture energetically for the month, and you can pick whatever sign you want. If it's your moon sign, like your rising sign, sun sign, whatever it may be. So be sure to check those out if you haven't. We're not even we're almost halfway through the month. Can you believe it? So it's like, whoa. All right. So those are the main things I wanted to talk about there. And the rest of it is good. So if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor, which are so important these days. And how the free readings work, I do go down in order. First come, first serve for those. There's no special list at all. The chat is it. All you do is put your question out there, and then I just go down in order. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can ask for a general reading. Spirit knows all. They know all your business. They're in all your business, but they won't. They'll just have me pull cards and give you what messages they have for that. Also, if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those readings. I step outside of the free readings, dive deeper, meaning I do pull additional cards for those. And then I return back and move down the list. To make a donation, you can use the super chat. Also, in the description box of the video, I got my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. And so you can make a donation of any amount. I don't look at, the dollar amounts because I know everyone's finances are different across the world and from day to day. So I just know that you're giving from your heart, and that's what matters. I think that's it. I think that's it. All right. So let's get into it. I am going to use this beautiful, I love this deck, the Naked Heart Tarot deck. This is the name of the author here. Well, it's Jillian Wild, but that's what the box looks like if you want to purchase it online somewhere. Um, it's one of my faves. I can't have favorites among my tarot, but I do like the artistry of these. All right, so let's get these shuffled. Let's get into it. All right. So, Johanna, you are up first. So thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that some love and whoops, gave it and took it away. There it goes. 11 alike. Okay. It aired. There it goes. All right. So, you want to know, do you have any star seed origins? I am sure that you do. Hello. You've got to have it, I'm sure. Sorry, let me just make sure everything's okay here. Oops. Okay. I just always like to make sure when my phone kind of blows up with text, I don't get a ton of text. So when I do, just want to make sure my host is okay. She's in recovery from surgery. Well, it's been 3 weeks, but still, we're just making sure. All right, let's take a look here. So let's take a look and see what they want you to know here. All right. So you got quite a few cards here. Let's take a look here. And what are these over here? All right. So, yes, just always in recovery, right? Well, she's getting used to it. She's, eating differently, and even 3 weeks, after a major, internal surgery, just getting your energy back, just making sure it's always good. So I kind of felt like, when I was pulling the cards here, that you've been part of many, many different starseed collectives, right? And when we visit, we're such an expansive being, which is an amazing thing. When we can someday will comprehend, maybe not as humans, but we can comprehend that we have many, many different um, representations of us having different experiences across different dimensions, universes, all across, and we're experiencing different things. Like, a part of me is a part of a starseed collective, which is called the Phoenix, which is a subset of the Syrian Starseed Collective of Sirius B, and they just you just get revelations about different experiences of who you are. So I'm here as bruddaZEN of myself as human, but I'm also there. I'm also tons of different places all at the same time. This human though, we kind of have this you know veil, because this human experience is one of the few that we want to have, feeling like we're disconnected. They can see us, we just can't see back, or we're not allowing the flow of the awareness. Our brain will probably go, I can't hold it all, right? So we got all that coming in here, and this is what this Nine of Cups is saying is there's all these different collectives that you've been in, and you've come to the earth, in your human form, to help the heart of Mother Earth. And so I feel like you have an a I love your eyes and your that mouth. Woo. But I feel like you have a, with this naked heart and the Earth Mother coming in here. I just feel like there's this attraction to the heart chakra to of the planet, and it's about helping the love flow of the chakras, and of Mother Earth. And you've come here really to do a lot of energetic work, and I like it because it feels here with this Three of Wands, the power of three for you is strong. And I just feel like pyramids, um anything with angles of three, it just feels like there's this significance of it for you. We'll come back to that maybe. But we've got this, the Eight of Wands, which is all this flow of energy. And again, this helping re-energize, helping with the flow of the planet, connecting with Mother Earth in strong ways. Because you've got the innocence of cups and the innocence of wands too. So there's all this movement of emotion. It's like these upgrades that are here. And it's interesting because I do feel like you bring a lot of different energies from a lot of different collectives, because you've kind of visited them, like so many of them, that you have essence that exists still within each, and you bring it down to here. So I feel like you would relate to many of them in different ways. But I don't feel like your origins are from a collective. Um, I feel like you like participated and have joined collectives, and it's like you're these I don't know, I just feel like what I see in my head is like all these threads, from all these different, and with the Nine of Cups, I feel like nine collectives specifically, that there's these threads that all come together, and it's like you're weaving these collective energies together for the sake of Earth. And it's part of what your higher self is wanting to do. And of course, you're here in your human form to help be the conduit that helps bring that, it's all weaved together way above you, and it forms one kind of rope, maybe, if you can look at it that way, where all the threads come together and they form this one that comes down. And then you're bringing that down here and, allowing that to flow through. Now you've got the devil card Capricorn energy, and I'm not sure, if you look into the star system because of the star. There you go. The star system of wherever, Capricorn, I'm sure that's the Capricorn, constellation, that I feel like there's an important connection there. Whatever, and it might not even be like a collective. It just might be that your origins, like your first life that you had, Capricornicus or Capricornus. um, like whatever, and there's even a star in the middle of the horns there. There it is. Star. I feel like that whatever if there is a specific starseed collective that is related to um that particular one, then that's like the first one that you joined, and but I feel like you had other experiences on other planets and other places before you, like, joined those collectives. So, as far as origins, I feel like you came from somewhere else, but, um and when we say that, like, the first existence within this universal dimension, this is the first one you went, and a bit, where there's no time or space when it comes to our higher selves, so it's like it's all happening at the same time anyway, because there's no time, so it's all these experiences just so when we say the first, is there a first, right? First means there's time and there's no time on the other side, which is confusing my brain, but it's like, "What? Wait a minute." But I think you're picking up what I'm putting down with that. Um But back to the Capricornus, I feel like, that if there's not a starseed collective there, I feel like that is where there's planet, that's where you first arrived. That's where you first, your first existence in this realm, in this universe, was the first one that you were. There was a planet there that you had your first existence and experience in this realm. So I feel like there's a special connection with you that I know, right? I know, right? I'm glad you can feel that energy because it's like, wow, I feel so out there, just wandering among the universe, and it's a great feeling. And then we come back down here, chaos. But I like that for you. So, yeah, if you, I would love to do some, research into, the what star systems are, out there in that, have we been able to see that far? Do we see planets? What's out there? What's known of there? What has picked up? And if not, then that would be a great kind of meditational journey to go visit that, in your spiritual body. So I like that. Right. So that's what they have for that one. I like it, Johanna. Thank you for asking that. I got to experience some great energies. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay. All right. And then Infinity, thank you so much for your dual donations. And then I did get a Cash App. So we'll take it that look at that next. Right, yeah, with all the northern lights and all that energy. It's like there's this ethereal, uh, outwardly feeling, right? I agree. All right, so Infinity, let's give your first one some love and a like there. Thank you for that donation. And you're going to want to know, are you being unfair by blaming M for what happened to you? that summer you asked for help, will you ever be able to physically get back to where it was? All right, let's take a look here. All right. So I do want that one, and then. All right, what do we got going on here? Whoa, come back here, cards. They're making a break for it. I'm so good to you. Why are you trying to run away? All right. So, we've got the star card on the bottom of the deck, and this does represent our higher self, and so when we look at how things, whatever happens in our life, from our human standpoint, we can say, oh, look how things happen to us. Our life does sometimes feel like a drama train that's out of control, that's about to leap off the tracks and explode, right? But, when we're able to really see things from the higher perspective, from the star, the star represents our higher self, we're able to see it, or we understand that there's um, a thread of our lives that goes through a giant tapestry, and we don't know, you know, why we've chosen the journeys and the situations to happen in our lives. But at some point we realize that when things happen in our life, we can trust that they did and are always happening for us. Even though it's hard for our human to go, okay, you know, how is that for me? Why would I ever ask for that? Why would I want this to happen to me? And when we look at the big scheme of things, and that we're eternal, and everything lasts forever, and this is an illusion, it's like a video game we're playing. When we're able to see things from a distance, then we're able to go, okay, so I did have this happen on purpose, for a purpose. And when you're talking about, am I being unfair by blaming, we want to experience what it feels like to blame others for things that happen to us, because then we feel out of control, and we feel like, I am just in a baby seat in the back of a car someone's driving, and I'm flying all over the place, right? Right, yeah. And and you know hindsight always, right? When we're going through poop valley, and then the poop in our life is up to here, it doesn't smell very good, and we're not enjoying it. When we're onto the other side of the valley, right, washed off, cleaned off, perfumed up, smelling so much better, we're like, I'm glad I've gone past that. I'm glad I've experienced it, and I love who I am today, and I am who I am today because of crap valleys that I went through. But it's like, but I did sign up for it. And when I realized that, then it's empowering. At first it's frustrating, and I cussed a little bit, you know, full disclosure. But when you realize, oh, okay, so I did ask for the type of family that I had, and type of experiences that I've had, and almost killing myself, and all this that I went through. I'm like, yeah, I can see it now, looking back. When you're going through it, again, the fumes, the burning your eyes, you just you can't, your eyes are not open, right? So, and so I feel like that's just the bottom of the deck, the first card, just the awareness of, okay, um, we've asked this to happen for me, and there's no blame to be given, because that means that something happened that wasn't supposed to happen. I love Byron Katie, if you ever have a chance to check her out, because one of the things she says is, you know, how do you know, that something was supposed to happen or not? Because it did. And you're like, oh, well, that makes sense. It's like, if it wasn't supposed to happen, it wouldn't have. And I'm like, wow, what a wise, what a wise, makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And so, let's take a look here. You got one card, two cards, two cards, two cards, and then one card this way. So let's take a look and see what else they have here. Yeah, we've got the movement of cups, which is the Knight of Cups. This journey that we have is the answer to every question is love. The quest of this whole, journey that we have is about searching for love, right? It's the we go come from that cozy down to the chaos, and it's the search to find unconditional love again, which we've hidden in our hearts, but we've been told it's out there. And so we're out wandering, having this amazing journey and adventure. But the search is for love. Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone searches for love. It's actually reminding me of this. Deepak Chopra. This is a great book. If you guys haven't read this yet, The Path to Love, and it's great because it starts off saying, it's just like everyone, um, all of us need to believe that we are loved and lovable, and so this is the big the big journey. We all want love. We all want to be lovable and loved and love others, and that's our whole journey. But we have all these experiences that take us on these wonderful, uh, you know, safari adventures through the jungle. Speaking of the jungle, get the monkeys coming in here. So we've got this, three of wands, which is changing of directions, the nine of wands. It's interesting. Yeah, they're bringing in here that, things are designed in our life to take us on a different path, right? We have a few faded things we want, but the rest of the life is really full of possibilities. And when the three of wands is with new information, we take a different direction. The nine of wands is when we get blocked and we're like, I want to get in this door, but there's a hungry lion behind it, and spirit keeps us from going in there, right? And it's like, okay, so there's these, this trust that our path is being guided and that it's taking us, in these directions again, that it's happening, for us here. Yeah. And we've got the 10 of cups. And we've got the Justice card. The Justice card, that judgment we have of, it has to be this way, but the 10 of cups is joy, celebration. That's our natural state. And the Justice card shows us that, in the beginning of our lives, we're like one side of this, because on one side's unconditional love, on the other side is conditional love, and fear of losing conditional love, right? So we have the scales, but uh, you know, the earlier part of our lives, that side is overloaded, right? And those are the experiences we have earlier in our lives that just keep echoing out. And part of our journey too is eventually connecting to the joy that we are, the higher being that we are. And the more we connect to seeing things from that higher perspective, seeing things from way up above, that starts putting stuff on here, right? And then we also take some of these beliefs and emotions and we transform them into higher knowledge and higher wisdom. So we remove it off of here and put it on here, which helps balance things out faster too. So as we're looking at the things that happened in our lives and the as things bubble to the surface, we're like, okay, I usually say 80-20 rule. We spend 80% of our time focusing on unconditional love and joy and gratitude and laughter and the higher vibration, 20% on the stuff that bubbles up that wants to be seen, the lower vibrational stuff that triggers and makes itself known. Because whatever we focus on grows and expands. So we don't want to spend 80% of our time on lower vibration, because what are we doing? We're feeding it and growing it. We're just keeping you alive, the lower vibrational stuff as we transform it. But we're spending more of our time on joy and looking at the higher things. And that is what helps bring things forward. You had asked if you will ever be get back physically to where you were. You have the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. With self-love, your outside world transforms and, comes in here. And, we've got this, beautiful energy of the more you connect, the more you you just realize here, you see yourself with the Ace of Pentacles, you see your physical body and physicalness from a place of unconditional love. And instead of comparing it to something that it should be, you start embracing it for what it is. And the more you move to that higher vibration, the more our body is allowed to be the perfect machine that it is. And it does things, it heals itself, it transforms itself. But there is this energy of embracing and being accepting you have the perfect body for who you are today. And so another thing with Byron Katie, part of her judge your neighbor worksheet, and if you ever check out some of her videos on her web, she has a YouTube channel. There's some about the body. Of course, we all are concerned about our bodies, but it's like, you when you realize you have the perfect body for me in this moment, no one can manage this body like I am right now in this moment. And then as I love myself and love my body, I transform, and I always have the perfect body for myself. um yeah. So when well, I don't feel like it's the change is permanent. I feel like it's important, the whole process and the whole reason for everything is to come back to you. And as you connect and focus on the self-love, and you love the body you have in the moment, that is what allows transformation. And then you are on a different type of journey, instead of like uh being kind of connected or attached to the body that was. You are, embracing the body you have now, and then it allows you to transform your body. But when we get stuck in that lower vibrational energy of focusing on that, then we're focusing on the lack and what's not, and then we're growing the what's not, and the wanting, and that's what grows that lower vibrational energy. So can you see the difference between, oh, I wish I could have that, and this wouldn't have happened, and I want to get back to that. So my energy is saying I'm not something, instead of being here in the moment with what is going. I love who I am in this moment, and the energy is higher. It's higher vibrational, which allows transformation, to come with that. And and it's okay that that we do cut people out of our lives because we feel like what they did was abusive, and that's okay to do that, as long as we also look at, what did I learn about myself? How was I abusive to myself? How were my thoughts abusive to me? What beliefs, it's like quick examples, like, I had like 3 out of my 5 relationships, they went outside the relationship, the committed relationship, outside of the agreement we had, monogamous. Do I need to define it for you? And it hurt. It sucked, right? And they were, did not stay in my life at that time, after all those things. But later, when I was doing my shadow work, and spirit was showing, what did you learn through those? I'm like, well, people can be jerks. And they're like, well, okay, but what did you learn about yourself, since they were your mirror? And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, they were cheaters, and that's the title we give them, right? And they were like, I go, I wasn't a cheater, I was faithful. What do you mean? And they're like, well, okay, so look at it this way. They're very gentle with me. They're like, so if your self-worth comes from your capital S self, but you were defining your worth by them, then you were cheating on your higher self with them. So thus this reflection back to you of being a cheater. And it was like, oh wow. And it was so true, because I was totally not in a relationship with myself. I was out cheating on myself with these other relationships. And that's why our relationship with ourself is so important, right? Yeah, I've been trying to work on it from places of love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's great. It's like we can really look at it. And if you have a chance, if you check out the video from last week, not the last week, but the week before, the work, episode 12, I think, of my From Chaos to Cozy. It's about Byron Katie's The Work. I mean, it kind of steps through a worksheet, but it's so transformational, especially if you have a specific situation that you put down on this Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, can really help transform and see the mirror, see the root. Why did I want this to happen for me? It helps answer that question with that too. So hopefully that helps. But that's what I feel is coming in for that one there, Infinity. So thank you again for that donation. And it is a journey. I feel like it's going to be a huge, huge, you know, uh, transformational experience once we see that, because those were like one of my biggest pains and betrayals in my life. And when I was able to really see the root of it all and why I wanted, it's like each of them were my teachers showing me what I wanted to see about myself until I saw it. And I can truly say that in this moment in time, that I look at each one, I don't have any ill feelings. I do see them going, yeah, you guys showed me exactly what I wanted to see. And the path to love, if I didn't show that already, this is one of the books that helped me with that specific situation. Um, and I did throw it across the room once. I think I've shared that. But it was transformational nonetheless. Yeah. 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 And forgiveness is, I love, there was this, an Oracle decks, one of my many 100 plus Oracle decks said, forgiveness is, um, refusing to no longer be a vessel of pain because of someone else's actions or non-actions, words or silence, and pouring out the pain. I make the space to become a vessel of love. And it's like, yeah, because it's not about, it's releasing the wrath. It's like, I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to let anyone do that to me ever again. But I'm releasing that for my sake. And, um, and so that allows us to go, okay, when we realize it's for us that we're doing it, then that's where, you know, uh, more ability to release the wrath comes from. And it's like, yeah, I'm drinking poison expecting it to hurt someone else, but it's only hurting me. So I'm releasing for my sake, and that's a good start, right? All right. So hang in there, my dear. And then let's jump to your second one here, which says thank you for your additional donation with the little with these little stickers. You want to know, does L have other women in his life or anybody he likes more than you? All right, we'll take a look there. See what is going on with them. And then we'll jump over to Michelle, the Cash App, and then further on down the list. All right. So I was cold, but when when the energy starts to flow, woof, 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 woof. All right. So let's take a look here. Does Al have any other women in his life? All right, let's see here. What do we got here? It's on the bottom. All right. I can see why you would think that they would, but they've got so much. They got so much going on. They got so much inner conflict with this. On the bottom of the deck, they have the Five of Swords. They got so much, you know, going on between their head and their heart. And the reason why I said I can see why you would think that, do they? Because they've got this energy, like Leo energy with the Strength card and the Seven of Wands, which is also this energy of being up on a hill, being seen, standing out. that it feels very much like fire sign energy where they just have this energy that just draws people to them. Like I feel like people will flirt with them left and right and left and right, and it's because it's just their energy is designed. It's like if you're a a Twilight fan, when Edward Cullen, when he first, uh revealed himself to Bella up on the mountain, and he glowed with his little diamond skin and all that, and he's like, "I'm designed to attract you. That's what we're designed to attract." And that's what I always think of when the spirit gives me that. They just show me that in my mind, and I'm like, "Yep, it's that they're built to attract. Their energy does that." But but I don't feel like that they have anyone else in their life or anybody that they like more than you. I just feel like they're, because after a while you just get tired of people hitting on you for your looks and type of energy. It's just like they want someone to like them for, yeah, for their brain with the innocence of swords. They just want someone to be able to appreciate them for something more than that. Though, they're okay with, you know, uh, when people do pay attention to them, that's part of their energy too. But they want it on their terms and when they want it. But I don't feel like there's any of that there, like they have any, other interests and stuff. Because I feel like here they've got the full card, which is about new adventures, new beginning, new journey that they're on too. I just feel like they're more um I just feel like they're so busy. That's where this 5 of swords is with this. The battling going back and forth. They just got so much, I feel like, happening in their life that they're just super focused on that. I almost feel like they're so tired because they are trying to do so many things in the world, trying to achieve so much, trying to do so much, trying to do something, trying to juggle so much. They're like, when would I fit someone in? That's kind of like, if we questioned them, they'd be like, no, you know, one person's enough. Not reflecting on you at all, but just in general, right? So I like it. I don't feel any things. Yeah, he definitely could use some balancing in his life with the temperance card. It's like, how long are you going to be able to like go, 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 right? Before he just, you know, um, with that energy. So um, we do have that. All right, so that's what they have for you there. And hey, Dorella, if you, I did answer that question in when I went back on. So I did answer all free readings from this morning session. So if anyone had a question from this morning, here's the link to the video if you want to go check it out. There's a comment in that video too, listing the order in which everyone was completed. It looks like you were third from the last. And I'm Vargas. You were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 from the last. 10 from the end. So if you look at the oh yeah, yours, I remember, you'd asked for a general reading, and then you asked for, a specific reading in the bottom. When I got to the general one, I'm like, "I thought I saw your name already." I'm like, "Oh," so I only allow 1, like, free question uh, per reading, just out of fairness, and so I did it earlier in there. So if you wanna check that one out, because yours was something about a wish coming true in 2024 or something like that. Yeah. All right. I know, I can't believe I remembered after all the readings I do. It's definitely spirit, can't be me. All right. And then, so Michelle, thank you for your donation. And there you are right there. Okay. Let me make sure is that the only one. All right. All right. So, Michelle, thank you so much for your donation. And so you're having problems with your neighbors. Oh, planning on moving. All right. Are you safe until then? And why are they bothering you? Okay. Let's see what's going on with the neighbors. So, number one, are you safe until then? Okay. All right. And then why are they bothering you? Okay. Wow. Psh, look out. Cards are flying everywhere. So let's take a look. We'll see what these are all about here. So, all right. Yeah. So on the bottom of the deck, I feel like you are safe here. You've got the Ace of Cups. I'm not the Ace, the Page of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is like dreams come true, and Page of Cups is, heightened positive emotion. And but then underneath that, we have the Four of Pentacles, which is about physical stability of home. That's there too. And we'll talk about here some things that will help with all that too. All right, very good. Yeah. Yeah, so just for everyone else here before I go on, so Michelle had a cash app, so she was first, and then so Vargas, you'll be up, and then H, you'll be up after that. So I do see those as well. All right. So I feel like, when we're asking about safety and those kind of things and what's happening, we have the Eight of Swords, which is, you know, a card of, swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our fears too. And, when we're asking why people picking on me? Why is all this stuff happening in my life, right? Which happens, right? I mean, all of our humans, it's like, I, can I have the form? I want to see my signature. I don't believe I signed up for this. Or we all joke, were we all at the same bar having tequila shots before we chose the life we were going to live when we came down here? And so this Eight of Swords, does tell us, that we're looking at, um, this becoming aware of what of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, what fears, these small t truths that are rooted in fear, what have blinded me and bound me, make me feel trapped. And part of why we get things coming into our life, they're always for us. And I know it's hard sometimes for our human to see how is this chaos and tornado and hurricane, how is this for me? But, it does bring things up. It does when we have conflict, when we have things that come up in our lives. It's always a mirror for us to show us what we want to see about ourselves so we can be released from the cage that we're in. And if something doesn't rattle our cage to have us see it, then we're like, okay. And sometimes, like in your case, sometimes if we've been wanting to move, wanting to go, but we've been either afraid to move or, I don't want to move, it takes so much time and effort. Sometimes the comfortability of where we're at is also made uncomfortable because we've asked spirit, if by this time I haven't moved, can you do stuff to make me want to move and make it more uncomfortable for me to stay than it is for me to go? And so sometimes that happens. Yeah. And you have the Ace of Cups coming in here, which is this, self love, um, the redefinition of where I'm looking for my love, my fulfillment, my emotional fulfillment. And let me see here what these other two cards are because I kind of feel like yeah, you have the Six of Wands and the Six of Cups. This is the right path. This is telling us that we are allowing these things to happen and unfold. The Six of Cups is past life connections. So sometimes there's, some agitation that's there. But I feel like the big piece of all this, I'm going to take a look at here. The other ones. Okay, yeah. That, this is this nudging that there is somewhere else that you're designed and fated to go to and be. And I feel like that there, it is the uncomfortability that's happening. If you ever have seen like an eagle's nest, it's made out of these craggly sticks. You see it up in trees, you're like, oh my God, what is that? It looks like an explosion of branches. Not a conducive place for eggs or little baby eaglets, but the mama and daddy eagle, they go in and they put furs and cloth and shrubberies and different things to make it all comfy and cozy and insulated to where they lay their eggs. They're all safe and warm. They sit on them. And then the eaglets are born and they bring in room service to them. They bring up all that. It's safe up there. No animals will get up there. And, they're just bringing in all of this food and stuff. When it's time for eaglets to learn to fly, the eaglets are like, surely you jest, can I have another trout, please? This is comfy. Why would I want to leave this? And that's when the, parent eagles go, "Oh, you're right. Yeah, why would you wanna leave this with it being so comfortable?" And they start ripping out the comfortable things to where the little eaglets are like, "What the hell?" And they jump up on the side, and then they're like, "Whoa, I don't know." And then they don't bring them as much food, and then they're like, "Time to fly." And they're like, "Fine." And then they're grateful for it afterwards because who wants to be a big fat eagle sitting in a nest? You're dependent upon other things bringing you food. They become hunters and powerful, beings because of it. So I always like that analogy because, it helps us feel like, okay, when things become uncomfortable, we can look at it and go, I think it's time for me to find something more comforting, right? And then we have here, like in the meantime, between now and when you're moving, you have the Two of Wands and you have the King of, not the King, the Knight of Cups, movement of emotion. The Two of Wands tells you, like, while you're waiting, whatever you focus on is what grows and expands, right? And so when we have a lot of focus on, I hate what these people are doing. I'm afraid of what they might do. I want this. I miss this. When we have that focus of those energies, we're so powerful. We grow that. So if I'm focusing on, like the thing I'm going before I'm going to bed is like, why are they so irritating? I wake up, why are these people so irritating? And then interactions throughout the day, why are they so irritating? Why are they doing this stuff? Then my energy is telling the universe, you know what I really love? And they're like, what? Tell me, what would you like more of? I love being irritated. That's what our energy is telling them. And so we get more, things to be irritated about or things that we fear. I love being in fear. Can you bring me more things of fear? Or, when we're wanting, I want to have a safe place to live. They're like, well, you enjoy wanting it, but not having it. And so something that will change with that Two of Wands too is when we begin to focus on gratitude for things in our life, then that changes the energy, and then that's what brings in more and more, um, you know, things to be grateful for. We're raising our love vibration, focusing on joy and laughter and celebration and gratitude and unconditional love. And then we realize that these people are doing things for us, but they're also when humans do, that's from a spiritual standpoint, like, okay, I can get it. But my human has a hard time putting up with people's actions. When my human understands that when humans are in fear, when our little inner children feel unsafe and out of control, we do stupid things, we do unloving, uncaring things. So when we go, why are they being such jerks? Well, their little inner child is afraid and they're out of their minds. They're doing stuff that's uncaring, unloving, and stupid, right? And when a little 2-year-old throws a tantrum and throws things, we're like, "Oh, poor little boy, poor little girl," right? Um, they're going through some stuff, but as adults, we expect every adult to act like an adult. and expectations equal disappointment, right? But when we realize that when people act that way, that they actually are, um, you know, acting like a 2-year-old because they're scared, then we're like, okay, even though it's aggressive, it's either fight or flight, right? They're either attacking or people are running away and hiding. And if people are doing stupid stuff, like, like why are they doing what they're doing? It's because they're afraid. And when you realize that, then we can also understand that why we react the way we do when our inner child feels unsafe and out of control. We can comfort our own inner child and even send love, put up a hedge around your home as well while you're looking for all of that. And if you're interested, you can check out my hedges are actually 50% off for the month of May. If you check out my cozy chat, not my cozy chat, my From Chaos to Cozy podcast, it also talk about the hedge. If you want to check a look at that first, or you can check out the link in the description box if you want, because it creates this barrier um, that allows quietness and allows us to figure things out too. So that's something to come look at. All right, but that's what they have for you, Michelle. Hang in there. And thank you again for your donation. I really appreciate that. All right. So scrolling down, 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 down. So Vargas, you are up. So thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And celebrating your 5th super chat. So thank you for allowing me to be among the first. Appreciate that. All right. And so for this question, you're asking, what is Lorena P feelings towards your husband? Oh, uh-oh. Lorena she better have pure thoughts. She's about to get busted. Just kidding. We'll take a look here. That's right. We're going on a road trip. Let's take a look here. What are her feelings towards your husband? Your husband, the Pisces. Let's take a look here. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. All right. The bottom of the deck, we've got the Wheel of Fortune here. And so this is good, you're trying to see with her. Yeah. Because when the bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune is that, even your humans on board with what all this is about. So I like that they just start off going, yeah, nothing to worry about. Um, we've got this, the feelings that they have here. Um, we've got the 7 of Swords coming in here. And the 7 of Swords is one of the cards of like deceit and feeling thievery and having things stolen out of their lives. And so I feel like she's married, but I feel like she's been cheated on, you know. And so I feel like she's been one that has had stuff happen to her, and so um, having had it where it's happened to her, she doesn't, she doesn't have that right. Oh, it's his ex-girlfriend. Oh, wow. Wow. So I feel like, and that's what happens too when you have it yourself, that there's been these, things that have happened in their past. And that people who cheat have been cheated on even if it's like feeling betrayed and cheated on when they were younger as children, but they've got this, people betray, people can't be, and so they've got these thoughts that people can't be faithful, and so there's a lot of pain that has been there, right? um which that makes sense because she feels very broken with the Seven of Swords. You know, she's got the Ace of Pentacles, you know, which is new opportunities in her outside world. She's got the movement of wands, which is a lot of movement of passion. This isn't towards your husband, though. This is like they've got their eye on someone else, and so she's married right now. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, she's being cheated on by her husband. She just started living with her boyfriend. Yeah. And, and she's, well, that makes sense with Ace of Pentacles and moving on wands. They've got this new passion. They've got all this new stuff here. Yeah. Well, it makes, and it makes sense why, with having just moved in with their new beau, they got all this emotion going on for themselves, right? Because they've got the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Movement of Cups, the Knight of Cups. They already got all this emotion going on. They've already got this new passion going on, and that makes total sense here with this Ace of Pentacles. Um, but yeah, I don't feel like they have they're they're distracted and totally, focused on this new situation. And that makes sense with Ace of Pentacles too, is a new, thing. But the Wheel of Fortune is what I keep coming back to. Yeah. Um, but you even got the dreams come true on the bottom and the Wheel of Fortune. So I don't feel like you have anything to worry about here anyway, with whatever it happens here. And you know, well, let's take a look here. Has she been trying to text your husband? That's a specific question, so we'll ask that. Have they been trying to text your husband? We got the Ace of Swords, which is new communication. So, I feel like that she would, and she might have tried to text him. Let me see here and see if what's the behind it. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like it's innocent with with if because there is new communication with that. Yeah, that there's reaching out, but I still feel here, they're on this new adventure, this full card, and here's the Page of Pentacles and Lovers. So they really, I feel like here, whoops, that they're still engrossed in their current boyfriend with moving in and all of this. So let me see here if I can find out oops, a little detail on, what is it what is she looking for? What does she want? What are her intentions? Yeah, we've got the Magician, the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands. It just feels here, you know, this is like intentions and this is codependency and the Nine of Wands. And she said nothing was true. Yeah. But the Nine of Wands is like a barrier. The Six of Pentacles is, like this. I don't know if there's something that they want to give back, or something that they have that they want back, or it just feels like here the Six of Pentacles is really standing out, and it's about initiating, like, well, we bought that together and I want it, or it just feels like something more that, if anything. But I just don't feel like they're after him and want to get back together with him or whatever. It's just like there's this possession type of thing that I'm not sure what's going on with it there. But yeah, I don't feel like you have anything to worry about. Again, the Star card and the Wheel of Fortune. even if they're doing whatever, you have to trust your husband, right? You have to trust, um, with what's going on with them. Yeah, it could be. Um, so, just got to trust your husband with all of that. That it is like, hell no, I wouldn't. You know, um, yeah, it could be. Could be. She's like, "Did you keep that?" "No, I burned it." But so I don't feel like there's anything to worry about there, Vargas. So, right, hang in there, hang in there. I know those are always, but what happens here, with the, this situations is what are we fearing, right? And you did burn everything. Okay, yeah. So that's good. But it's like, what am I fearing? Am I fear they're going to get back together? And you know, do I fear that she could whittle in there, and and is he stupid enough to choose her over you? And that's the whole thing, is like when we realize our insecurity or our fear, because we think that their actions are going to mean something about me, we realize, especially I went through this with 3 out of my 5 relationships where they did go, you know um, elsewhere. And when you really start getting into the fears around things, and the pain and the suffering that these kind of things, um, you know created, the opportunities for pain and suffering, you realize, no, your actions don't mean anything about me. It just means it shows me you're stupid. Like, how could you why would you want to ruin, a relationship with me? You start to get that, um you know energy of, oh, you know what, if you think that is better than me, then you deserve that. You go ahead and have that. I deserve to be with someone who's smarter than that. When you realize that, it's like, yeah, you know what, yeah, and then, but everyone's, all the mirrors that I had were showing me how I felt about myself until I saw it. So, yeah, yeah. And it's like, if you want that, go for it. But I get all this stuff and you get nothing. Bye bye. So, yeah. So it's an opportunity for you to look at what's the fear below the surface. And once you look at that, then, because, one of the things, if you fear, I fear someone's going to cheat on me. I fear someone's going to cheat on me. I fear someone's going to cheat on me. What am I doing? I am asking the universe, I really want to experience someone cheating on me. Instead of, you know what? I'm going to focus on the gratitude of the faithfulness my husband has for me. And I'm going to start focusing on the gratitude of who they are, not who I'm afraid they might be. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start sharing it with them too. Because who would want to leave a relationship where we truly are grateful, sincerely grateful for things that people do and are? And if that's their journey, if they need to go do something, then, it tells you more about them and what they're going through than what we're going through. So, I like that. All right, so that's what they have for you, Vargas. All right. So there's plenty of burial ground out there. Yeah, my first ex, when we broke up, I was in the backyard digging a pond. It ended up going 5 feet deep. It was much deeper and wider and bigger than I planned, because I was processing a lot of anger being my first relationship. And they asked me, "Are you Why are you digging that so deep?" They were like thinking I was gonna bury him there. And I go, "When are you moving out?" "Tomorrow." You are welcome. Many blessings to you. All right. So thank you again for your donation. Hang in there. And then H, you are up. So thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. All right. Thank you. Boom, boom, boom. I think you just put your question down here. All right. Thank you. So you're in a no contact situation with MB and you'd like to understand their feelings towards you, what's happening behind the scenes. Things didn't end on bad terms. You both just quietly took your own space. Okay, yeah, let's take a look here. So the feelings, what are their feelings towards you? Of course, and then, our feelings towards others tell us a lot about our feelings towards ourselves, right? So, when we ask, we're wondering, what are they? It has to do, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. And so, if I'm, angry, I see an angry world. If have love inside, I see a loving world. If I'm, you know, conflicted, then I see a conflicted world. And that's how I see the lens through everyone. And so we'll look into here and kind of focus on behind the scenes what is coming through in all this here. All right. So, we've got a couple of energies here of Leo and with the Empress here too, which has this, I don't know, there's just this story that unfolds here of like a lion. It's like the lion, the witch in the wardrobe. That's what they're showing me in my head. It's like there's this adventure that unfolded here. And let's see the story here. You got three cards because you got three cards, and then you got one card with two cards on it, and then one card, one card. So let's see what this is all about. Yeah. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles, and is this the Spirit? So the King of Pentacles and the Sage. And the Sage is the Hierophant, which the Hierophant is like this invitation to see things from a higher perspective, find out what our capital T truth is of who do I really want to be, what do I really want to do, and those types of things, that come in with that. But what happened here, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is like um transformational type of energy where you put the blood, the sweat, the tears in, and you're an apprentice, like blacksmith, and so you learn all this stuff, and then you're ready to become a master, and then you are. So it's like this progression of a caterpillar, uh, you know, like let's say two caterpillars. These are the two of you, right? And so you're like, hey, let's go into the cocoon and we're going to transform into butterflies. And then, oh my gosh, we're going to be able to do things so different. We're going to be able to go to distances. We're not going to have to crawl along the forest floor. We're not going to have to eat a bunch of leaves. We're going to go search after nectar. We can go on these, um, you know, butterflies go on these grand 1,000-mile migrations. They can go distances that a caterpillar never could. And like, yeah, that sounds great. And then you go in and you're transforming, you're transitioning your belief systems and who you are, and you're growing. And then you get out of the cocoon and you're like, well, wait a minute. Why aren't you a butterfly? They're still a big caterpillar. They've just been eating leaves the whole time. They're like, well, I didn't really want to go into the cocoon. And so I feel like through this progression, I feel like because I feel like with the Earth Mother is you had this new birth, you evolved, you changed, you grew, and they didn't. And it just had this, like, we have different tastes. They want leaves, you want nectar. We have different ways of walking in life, one on the forest floor, one being able to go great distances. And I kind of feel like there's a little bit of like, I'm not going to be able to keep up with you. And there's even this emoticon here. Let me show you here. This emoji that I created for my channel members that it let me. It's a butterfly carrying a caterpillar. You never see it in in the wild, right? and they and that's what they're like, "You can't carry me, and I don't want you to carry me anyway, but you can't carry me, you're too heavy, too big." And I would feel bad, and I would get resentful, and you'd get resentful having to carry this big caterpillar around, and I just don't. That's why I feel like kind of just drifted, right? And because you were saying that you guys, yeah, you quietly took your own space, right? It's like, yeah, we're just kind of going into this opposite direction. You know, butterflies don't hang around with caterpillars anymore because I got to do butterfly things. And you don't see butterflies walking along with caterpillars going, "God, I wish I could fly," and the butterflies pretending to eat leaves because they can't. They go after nectar with their little, thingy-majigger. So I just feel like that was a big piece of this change that was coming in here. Yeah. And that's what we have here with the 10 of wands and the universe. The universe is the ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. The 10 of wands is the fruition, but also the burden, the ending of energy and the beginning of investing energy differently with all of that, that came in there. We've got the heart of cups, which is the queen of cups. Very intuitive, very deep emotion, right? And I feel like that's a big piece of what you went through too, with getting in tune with who you are. I feel is where you did that. Yeah, yeah, and that's what happens. Star card is dreams, changing, balancing of things. You even got the 5 of wands, which is a change of energy, and that's okay. It happens, um, and it's just realizing what you wanted to learn about yourself through it. Queen of cups, I still feel like there's some deep um, reflection that you can do on what you experienced during your relationship, because I feel like you guys won't unless he's goes into his cocoon and becomes a butterfly, which I don't see happening anytime soon. I just feel like oh, so yeah, I must have known what you're going to ask that, because that's exactly what they're talking about, right? That I don't feel like that they will do that. I know, right? It's just like, oops. um, yeah, it's just I don't feel like it will be, because I don't feel like they will want to go into the cocoon, and their journey isn't that. And I do feel like you will, with the 7 of wands on the bottom, it's time for you to shine, not dim your light, not, you know, ask permission to be yourself. That it's, and I feel like that was kind of the way it was almost getting, where you were, "Well, I don't want to, shine too bright," because I feel like they were kind of, I don't know, I kind of feel like you got very intuitive. You got very empathic, where you were feeling emotions, which I know isn't fair for partners and people that we're with, when we can feel everything. And they're like, "These are my emotions. I didn't say anything about it." I know, but I can sense it. So, yeah. And that makes sense. And that's okay. Like you said, caterpillar things, butterflies, butterfly things. And so you do, you know, um, try not to look at it as a failure. It happened on purpose, for a purpose. You really grew through it all. It showed you who you were. And with that Queen of Cups, you're in tune with your emotions. You want someone else that's in tune with their emotions too. And that's okay, you know. But butterfly gets to go find a butterfly, and caterpillar can go have a caterpillar. There's no harm, no foul. The journey, the story happened on purpose, for a purpose. But you can let the no contact stay no contact, and allow yourself to move forward. Just reflect and go, what did I learn about myself through this? And have gratitude for what you did, and no regrets, no guilt. It happens. It's part of nature. That's part of our adventure, and you are meant for, a butterfly down the road. So So that's what they have for you, H. Hopefully that helps, and many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And then Infinity, thank you for your additional what's this? A fast rhino? Is that what that is? You're very welcome, H. All right, and thank you for your additional donation, Infinity. So you want to know, did the idiot who attacked you see you when he passed you on the street the other day? Did he know how afraid I got? Oh, does he still leech on your energy, or have I successfully detached? Would continue to pursue legal action doing good. All right. Oh, let's take a look here. Let's see what we got going on. So did he see you? All right. All right. And then did he know how afraid you got? And does he still leech on your energy? That's a good question. And then would continuing legal action. I know. I sensed that. But position, put a bunch of all those exclamations and stuff on there. Let me just take a quick sip here. So let's see. All right. So so did he see you when he passed you there? You know, I don't feel like they did. You got the Wheel of Fortune there, which is always a positive for you, the tune of for you that's coming in there. And you have the Two of Wands and the Six of Swords. So they didn't see you as you passed by here. Um, and you know, the reason why this happened, is the Six of Swords and the Two of Wands. So we've got the Six of Swords is like movement of thought and belief, letting go of old fears, old ways of thinking, moving forward and moving in, seeing things from a different perspective. And the Two of Wands, is the reminder for us that whatever we focus on is what does grow and expand, right? And so we have that energy, right? So he didn't know how afraid you got because he was totally, you know, and isn't that an amazing thing? I had a friend of mine who brothers mercilessly said things, and was she the youngest? I think she was the youngest child out of the three of them, and they just were brutal to her. And this was her perception when she was young, like when she was like 4 or 5, 6 years old. And this is like when she was 60. She had carried it all her life. The things they said, she took such to heart because it was like, oh my gosh, they were like, called her fatty, blah, 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 or something, or whatever. Um, and it just carried it all of her life. And then when she was like 60, she had a better relationship with them. And they go, when I was blah, 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 and you said that. And they're like, I don't know. I probably just made it up. And she was like, "They don't remember it." And I go, "Yeah, a lot of the pain we carry and we have these stories that we rehearse and nurse and replay over and over and over, and people have gone on, they don't even think about it, but we're the ones that carry it for so much. And that's where this, transformation that we can have of all the energy that I'm investing in it, you know, wow, I can look at it and change it and go, they don't deserve my attention anymore, right? Um, when we're asking about leeching on the energy, um, and all of that. The amazing thing with that, and with that question, we got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Is with this Ace of Swords, when we see things from a different perspective and we own our own love, this is all about these are mine, my thoughts, my emotions are mine. that people can't steal or leech or, take our energy. It's like a vampire knocking on our door. In this situation, we have to give them permission to come in to into the home. And then when they knock on the door and I look through the peephole, if I can go, well, hell no, I'm not opening the door even. Or I open the door and they're like, let me in. And we're like, if we go, okay, come in, and then rah, and then we're giving them our energy. They can't take it. But I can uninvite him in that situation too. I uninvite you, and then they get thrown out the door like in True Blood. If you ever watched that movie, the TV series, HBO series, I think it was HBO. But we can also, if they're like, no, you're not coming in, and they're like, well, if you don't invite me in, you have to give me 3 bags of blood. And they throw the bags to us, and if we're like, okay, and we plug it in and we fill up the blood bags and we give it to them, and they, stick straw in like a juice box, and they drink it and like, okay, give me 3 more. We're the ones giving our energy away. No one can take it from us, right? And it's very empowering to realize that, because then when we realize my fears, my stories are mine, they can't make me, people can suggest that something is supposed to mean something, but I get to choose. Emotions, we're taught a lot of supposed tos and everything, but I get to choose what emotion I want to feel, what energy I put forward, what physical actions I take. No one gets to decide that for me except for me. And there's this empoweringness that comes through all this, right? That I get to decide where I'm investing my energy and my emotions, my thoughts, and all my actions. And I like this for you because you do have this mother nature, mother nurture, and coming back to the power of you with this empress on the bottom of the deck. It's I get to choose what I want for me. And I like that energy. So, he cannot leech on your energy. In fact, he doesn't even get the energy, that you send out. It just kind of goes into a black hole, but you get to have all that back too. And I feel like you are really learning to step into your power, and you are transforming these things. I mean, got the 5 of Wands, which is a change of energy from something that was, a lower vibrational fear energy into something more loving towards yourself. And, you know, when you're asking, would it be, um, you know, continuing to pursue legal action, would that, do any good? You got the 8 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So there is something that brings something in the outside world for you. It just could take a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And so it would, you know, I feel like it's allows you to feel like you're able to do something. Like I feel like it helps you feel empowered. And and as long as you look at the energy, right? Because when we start to, if we're focusing on they've got to pay and lower vibrational energy, we just attract more lower vibrational energy. So all it has to do with the why and the motivation behind it, because sometimes we can put so much, it festers more and it makes it worse than releasing and forgiving and you're not never forgetting, right? But there's also some of that, if they did something to me, will they have done it to someone else? And if I don't, you know, maybe, if that's the energy of like, you know what, I could let this go. I could, thrive and move beyond this. But what if they've done it to others and will do it to others? I feel like, I want to fight this. I want to do this. If anything, to scare the crap out of them, to make them like, I'm never going to do that again because I, someone held me accountable. So I like that if you choose to do that, that's totally, for you, and it fills with that Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles a positive thing for you. So that's what's coming in there for you, Infinity. So thank you again. Hang in there. You definitely are a warrior. You've been through a lot. You've definitely chose a lot of fun adventures. What were you in the same bar I was when we before we chose our lifetime this time? Who was it that said, "Hey, what could another round of margaritas hurt?" So stay strong. All right. All right. All right. And thank you again for your additional donation. I really appreciate that. All right. And then Nelia, hello, hello. Thank you so much for your dual donations here. And you got some pie. All right. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, it's getting towards dinner time. So let's take a look here. Thank you for your first sticker. You want to know, will your daughter Megan hear from Randy? Will they ever get back together? Okay. Hey, Nelia. Let's take a look here. Is she going to hear from Randaman? Let's see here. And then will they ever get back together? So I always hear Taylor Swift songs. We'll never, ever, ever get back together. But let's take a look here. Well, I do hear, we've got the movement of swords, which is Knight of Swords, and Spirit King of Swords, which is all about movement and communication. So I do feel like there will be communication. They will hear from them again. With all of that, I mean, huge, huge amount of communication. And then will they get back together though? Let's take a look here. All right. Wow. So, the effect is going to be a little bit of time here with the Hanged Man. There is this transformation, changing, metamorphosis that needs to happen. But we got the Spirit of Wands, which is the King of Wands, and we got the Page of Wands and Page of Swords. So new communication, new passion, heightened communication, heightened passion, and the Spirit of Wands. I feel like the Spirit of Wands energy is like, a king can bridle their passion, can control themselves. And I feel like, um, I don't know why it's like, a Knight of Wands, they're like I've been recently calling it like a little chihuahua that runs around humping everyone's legs, right? And it's like, because that's like a little prince, a little hormonal prince, teenage prince who's like, I can't help myself. Whereas the Spirit of Wands, the king, they know, like, okay, they can control themselves, the bridled passion. And so I feel like that this is part of the metamorphosis that, with this, um, that might have been some of the problem, or some of the challenge was a little too energetic, I guess you could call it. But there's this, balancing out. And I like this, all of this communication, all of this coming back here too. I don't know, are they still in town? Because I feel like with the Four of Pentacles too, that they're coming back home in a way. And I just feel like there's this stability of the outside world that's required first. Yeah, even underneath that, we've got the Emperor, which is about making some decisions, putting a plan together, more solid foundation, the second time around with this. But I feel like there is a time of metamorphosis. But from what's coming in here, there is a possibility that they can get back together. It's just a matter of timing with that. So maybe he's moving into the city. But I feel like there's a metamorphosis. I feel like that there is a change that's required, and I do feel like it's a a lot on the Randy's side that it's happening, and uh, I feel like that's an important piece of it. Yeah. So that's what's coming in with that one. And then the rainbow. Thank you. Bright, bright rainbow. Excuse me. Hiccup. So, any abundance and blessings coming your way? Any good news? All right, let's take a look here. Abundance and blessings coming your way? And then any good news? All right, let's see what we got here. Well, we got the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight, but it is about the things of the outside world move a little slower than the inside anyway. But I do feel like there's movement, even though slow movement coming in. And let's see what we got here. All right, yeah. Well, my goodness gracious. All right. So, wow, yeah, so definitely like what I was saying, there's a lot of yeah, you got a lot going on the inside, right? And there's a lot of change that's happening. You've got here's the movement of wands, the Knight of Wands, fast. It's like there's this energy, this pursuit of energy and passion within you. Because the Knight of Wands is on a quest for the Ace of Wands, which is what you get here. And so this is like there's this inner journey and quest for grasping your power. um Even it's kind of like magician energy of manifestation energy. You got also the Knight of Cups, so you got movement of wands, movement of cups, and that's the pursuit both of your higher love and then also of your higher energies. So both of those, it's like you're on this inner quests that are going on. Oh, and you had the movement of pentacles too. So you're definitely on a quest. You're in this period of time. I mean, 3 nights out of 4. You're definitely on this journey of uh, searching. You're on the great inner search that's happening, and it's making its way to the outside world. But I feel like you are definitely going through a lot of inner transformation, and that is good news because we don't change from the outside in; we change from the inside out. And so, your whole inner world is going through this beautiful transformation that will leak out to the outside world too. Because you got the 10 of Wands, and one of the things that's going on here with all this energy is you're realizing how much you've been investing in the outside world, and that you're kind of taking an inventory of, you know, like there's 10 things that I'm investing energy in, and there's things that are saying I'm urgent, but they're not important. And you're like, well, I'm investing so much energy in it, but it's like, but you don't need to. You can let those go away. They're not important. So you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting some of my energy back. And then there's things that are important, but they're not important now. It's like, okay, you know what? I can separate these out, and this important thing first, and then this important thing, then this important thing. So all this energy management that's been going on, you're able to really bring it down where there's just a few things you're focusing on instead of 10. And so instead of having 10 things go one space, you have 2 things going 5 spaces, and you feel like there's this progression. You feel like there's this movement, with all these movement of all these other all these nights. So this helps fund the energy of movement forward, if that makes sense. And then you also have the Innocence of Cups, Page of Cups, which is new emotion, new heightened emotion. And I feel like this is kind of the progression of things that, with that pursuit of the movement of cups, that you're finding this heightened love. And this is what is helping bring in and transform things. Abundance and blessings, if I don't believe I deserve them on the inside, my inner child just kind of rejects and, thinks to the outside world. In fact, if you're interested, I just feel like Let's see, where are they? Here, there. If you want to take a look at, let me see. I erased those. Here's a playlist of my Take 10 with Zen. Episode 4 and 5 have to do with energy and the Six of Pentacles, if I haven't shared those with you before. And that's for anyone because it talks about managing our energy, and the Six of Pentacles is about understanding the rate of exchange where I feel I have to give 1,000 love coins or abundance coins to get one back. And that's all formed when we're younger. But there's some this energy that's coming in here is just reminding me of that there's some, below the surface, uh some programs that are running on autopilot that are, keeping abundance away, keeping some things away because the little inner child is like, you don't deserve that yet, you know. And that comes up here because the your last two cards here are temperance, which is like they have these balancing scales, and the four of wands, which is joy and celebration, but also balanced energy. So there's this balancing that can be done to help allow these things to come in because the forest fields will drop, and then it'll allow things to come in that you want consciously, but subconsciously your inner child's going, no, we need 1,000 coins and you only have 700. We still have 300 more to go. And so it's in charge of this forest field that keeps things away. So if you're interested, check those out. It's episodes 4 and 5 with that one. All right, so hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you, Nelia. Thank you again for your multiple donations. I greatly appreciate that. All right, Olivia. Hello, hello. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. All right. Anyone to know the likelihood? You're very welcome, Nelia. So the likelihood your ex leaves his current job and then moves away. What's the likelihood? Well, if we sacrifice a dozen donuts to the goddess of retribution, then it'll happen. Let's take a look here, Olivia. What's the likelihood based on current energies? All right. All right. Let's see. What do we got here on the bottom of the deck here, too? We got the movement of cups, movement of emotion coming in here. We've got these energies, and we'll start here just because otherwise it's going to look weird. But you've got you're like done, dozen donuts donated. You got the Ace of Wands, which is the power of our energy, and the Six of Wands, which is victory and equal flow here. So, one of the things I do feel here with these cards, I do feel with that movement of cups, as soon as I saw the movement, then, I'm like, yeah, I feel like there is this moving away, this movement of things happening. But the Ace of Wands and then the Lover's card, which is actually the power of emotional choice. So don't freak out about that one. So I wanted that one last because I'm like, that's not about you guys getting back together. You're like, hell no. This is when you focus your energy on something, we grow it, we draw it to us, right? And so, when we have this, the Six of Wands is like a gratitude. It is this energy of, if I want something to happen, then I'm telling the universe I enjoy wanting it, but not getting it. So if it's like, I want them to leave their job and move away, they're like, isn't it nice to want? Like, no, I want to have it. And like, oh, if you want to have it, then we focus our energy on gratitude, right? We focus our energy and our emotional choices on, you know what? Um, you know, the how to be grateful for all this, right? It's like I'm grateful for peace and quiet. I'm grateful for being alone. The reason what at the root of why you're wanting them to leave their, to move away, to get away, um, there's something beneath that, and when you look at the fears that you have that are related to the desire, the lower vibrational desire of get away, it's like there's something that we can transform into something to be grateful for, right? Thank God he's moved away. You're catching on. But there is this what's the fear that we have, you know, that and it's interesting. If you haven't checked out my podcast, my Chaos to Cozy, the one that we just had is a hedge, which is kind of like let me see here. I've got it here. Yeah, here it is. So here's let me just throw it out here just for ease of use since I'm talking about it. Um, a hedge is a way of saying, you know what, I feel like you connect with your higher self and you're like, I feel like I've learned what I've needed to learn with this energy between the two of us, and I'm ready. I don't feel like I need them in my life anymore. But you talk to your higher self and you go, have I learned what I've needed to learn with this situation, with them needing to be around me? And I mean, sincerely, I know our human usually goes, yeah, get them out of here. But really sit with it and go, yeah, you know what? I have. And then your higher self is all right. So then you create this hedge. In this video, we'll talk about it. And I also have my hedges half off if you want to, check those out. The links in the description box. But what the hedge does is you don't like go, I want this person to go away. What you do is you start with this love energy inside of you, unconditional love, and you just have it expand. And you just say, whatever is not of light needs to go to this, you know, this hedge. It can't stay in here. It has to convert to unconditional love and light, or it needs to go. It can't stay in here anymore. And so if they're irritating and whatever, then it happens. I think I talk about in there too that with one of the first time it came about was actually my third third relationship. I think it was third. Their ex lived in the apartment complex where they were at, and they wouldn't leave him alone. And they're just irritating him. Bah, 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 bah. And so they said they knew that I did energy. We're like, can't you do something about this? And I'm like, wow, maybe I could, but I'm like, I'm not about curses because curses don't work anyway, but I'm not about, pushing things away. But I go, I could do this. I feel like you have, they've learned what they needed to learn. I felt like I'm like, right. And spirit goes, yeah, they have. And then so I go, I'm gonna create this hedge around you, and they either convert and stop being a douchebag, or they will be pushed further away. And they're like, please make it be pushed further away. And I'm like, that's up to them. I won't. I don't do that kind of energy. They're like, all right, that'll work. And so I said, all right, I did it. And a couple of days later, they called me and go, oh my god, because their ex was in the military. They got stationed in Alaska, and it was in here in Colorado. So they were, and I'm like, "Yeah, but I feel like it's gonna be even further away." They're like, "I'm happy with that. That's far enough away." But I told them, "No, I feel like it's gonna be further though." And then a few days later, they found out they were getting shipped off to Germany. So you can do this hedge where you're like, "You know what? I'm gonna push those out, and if it's won't convert to light and love, then it needs to leave my perimeter." And but check that out and see if that resonates for you, because it's something that you can do within yourself, or if you want assistance, of course. Mine are half off until the end of May too. So I like it for you. So that's what they have. Again, thank you so much for your donation, Olivia. I really, really appreciate that. All right, everybody. So I think that's all the donations, and I've got about 8 minutes left before I head off to my praying mantis session, and then that'll be about an hour. And then I haven't done any of the free readings yet, but I probably have a handful that I'll come back and finish those this evening. So it might just be a couple hours before I come back and do all those. But but thank you guys for all the donations. It does help me continue to do everything that I do and offer all the free things that I do. You are very welcome, Olivia. All right, so let's see here. I can probably do a couple of donations. Free readings. So, and if anyone wants theirs prioritized here in the next 8 minutes, a donation, I can still get you in here, right? So I'm going to jump over to these craft card tarot for the free readings here. So let's jump in here. So Jean, XO, you are up. Hello, hello. So you wanted to know, ask if Virgo is hiding anything from you that would affect your future together and the underlying energies. All right. No, I don't feel like there's hiding anything here. You got the Four of Pentacles, solid foundation there on the bottom of the deck. And you got the Justice card and the Knight of Cups. So there's this offering of the emotion here. And the Justice card is, this balancing of thought and belief and fear energy, right? So I don't feel like there's anything that's being hidden. Virgo Justice card, is higher knowledge, clarity of mind, things like that. And so there's not anything that's like, ooh, spooky hidden. There's always clarity that comes in with things with the Justice card. But I'm not getting any like spidey sense, whoa, look out, energies coming in with those. It feels kind of solid and kind of just, noble in a way with that Knight of Cups and the Justice. There's like this nobility here and but a solid foundation with that Four Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. And even when I parted it, you got the Ten of Pentacles in the middle that's coming in. So it feels very solid of the outside world. Nothing hidden that they know of. Of course, they've got inner work that they can do and things that can be worked on inside that they don't have any idea. They're like, what? And you're just like, there are some things, shadow work that can always be done, but that's uh, there's nothing known to them that they're withholding from you. So like that. So that's what's coming in for you, Jean. I know, right? Yay! So many blessings to you. And then Crescent Moon, thank you for your donation. So let's give that some love and a like there. And we'll jump back over here to the Naked Heart Tarot. Want to know, when do we see a significant relationship coming in? All right, let's take a look here. All right. So when? All right. We got those, and I actually have a timing deck here too. Just so happened to have two decks that I combined together for timing. So let's take a look here and see what they'll give it. Sometimes it'll be ranges depending on energies, of course. But let's see here. None of those. What's this say? Okay. Yeah. Process. I feel like they want to say proceed with caution. So I feel like it is unfolding right now. And there is this range. So let's take a look here. Yeah. Okay. And let me see what else they have here. What can speed it up? Zoom, zoom, zoom. All right. So you've got the magician card here. I know, right? Proceed with caution. But I feel like it's in process because the magician is, whatever we focus our energy on is what grows and expands. You have the Two of Cups. So this is saying that you do have a significant relationship that is headed your way. And you got the Two of Pentacles too, which is all about timing. And yeah, it feels like sands through the hourglass, right? So are the days of our lives. But, when we focus in on our energy on wanting a relationship or missing a relationship, there's a, it slows things down, right? Because we're telling the universe, I really enjoy wanting something, but not getting it. That's what's underlying beneath the surface. I miss having a relationship. Oh, you enjoy missing having a relationship? No, I want a relationship. Oh, you enjoy wanting? No, no. It's like, wait, wait, wait. What's happening? And what I like about it is that there is this change. You have the universe card on the bottom, which is changing of old cycles, beginning of new adventures, right? Love the bee. Um, which is I'm going to change my approach here. I'm going to invest my energy in doing the things I love. So you're living your passion. You're going out and, you know, painting or pottery or doing things that are creative that allow your passions to be expressed. And in the same time, you're grateful. You have this gratitude for the loves that you've had in your life, and even physically writing out like the relationships that you've had and the things you loved about them. And when you have gratitude for the things that you loved about your relationships, then that's the universe is going, oh, you enjoy having relationships and things that you love in relationships. Let me bring you that, right? And so we change the whole energy and the whole approach to it of what it looks like and how that unfolds. There also it gives you time here with the hourglass to look at things from a different perspective with this page of swords. The eight of swords is a good card, even though it looks kind of painful, but it's we become aware of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around love that keep us feeling blinded and restricted and trapped. It's these beliefs we have that are rooted in fear, right, around relationship. So part of what we can look at too is, what do I fear about a relationship? What do I fear about love? And when you're able to see it from a different perspective, it clears away these lower vibrational, which also allows your love vibration to increase, raises your love vibration, which makes things go faster, makes the sands go faster, faster, faster. It's like shaking the the hourglass. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So I like that. We do have. Oh, guess on the bottom of two, you do have the Queen of Cups, the Heart of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Again, another two. You got three twos. So it's all about realizing every moment is a choice. And what am I investing my energy in? Lower vibrational thoughts and beliefs or higher vibrational thoughts, emotions, actions? Because the more I focus on higher vibration, the faster things happen. When I focus on lower vibration, type of energies and emotions and thoughts and all that, it drags things down like an anchor, like an anchor. So I like this energy that's coming in here for you because, I just feel like you're ready here, you know, to change the whole way that you approach love. And it's like you're going to go live your passions, go live, and then you meet someone while you're living your passions, they're living their passions. That's how you meet. Not making finding love one of our passions. It's like, that's my hobby, finding love. No, you know, how you expressing where you're going. And I feel like you are also during this slower time with this hourglass, you are also finding with the Ten of Swords, letting go of old ways of thinking about what a dream come true looks like. Because the Ten of Swords is like, I'm sick and tired. That rat isn't dead or mouse. They're just tired, exhausted from trying to live up to all these roles, all those expectations. And it's like, okay, I'm allowing myself to truly question and move towards my dream and the reevaluation of it. So I feel like it's, like I said, it's all about the change of perspective, and you're in charge of how fast it comes in. And the other person too. I mean, you're both working on your love vibration, and but when you do your part of it, that allows you guys to be drawn in faster. As they do their part of it, it allows you guys to be drawn in faster too. So, I like that. They're saying, "Live your passion," and question, like, all the rules you have around it. Allow yourself to be free from these restrictions and thoughts and beliefs, because then that allows love to flow, more easily in. So, I like that for you, Crescent Moon. Yeah, and that's what they have. Um feel like I have the place oracle. Let me see if they'll give us any idea of where you might meet them, just to give you an idea. This is funny. This came out earlier. It's so funny, Spirit. You're gonna meet him in jail. They're like, ha ha, just kidding. What's on the bottom of the deck? A government building? No. But that's funny. So that's not what they mean. They're just being funny. You want to know where you're meeting them? Well, maybe in jail. You're just like, fine, I will go with the flow. I will pursue it. You are very welcome, Crescent Moon. Thank you again for your donation too. I really appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to be headed off here momentarily, but I will be back in about an hour or so. I'm going to grab the screenshot. So for the free readings, I did get one in, uh, and you knew it already because I saw you responded. For everyone else, oops, I will be back. Okay, let me see where I left off here. I lost my place. It scrolled too fast. Let's see here. Oops, come on. All right, so right there. All right. And then once I come back, I do post a comment in the on the new video, on the new stream, listing the order in which the readings were completed for those free readings, so you can find it more easily. And so we'll look at that. All right. So we answered all those. I don't need to grab all that. We did all that. All right. So we got up to there. All right. And boom, boom, boom. Okay, let me just make sure I got that last one in there too. Okay, here we got down to hot sun there. And then you do work in a government building? Oh, well, that was the bottom of the deck. Maybe you do meet him there then. Public Services Administrative Agencies. Oh, how funny. That might be it then. Too funny. And Patty, we grabbed yours too here, so I got yours. Oh, how funny. How funny. All right, everybody. Well, I'm headed off. I'll be back in about an hour to do all the free readings. And then, of course, tomorrow as well at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So thank you again for all the thumbs up, all the love, all the support, especially your thirst for hearing from Spirit. Thank you again for all the donations. I'm so blessed. And remember, as you're going through each and every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator, and a massive, massive group of souls of unconditional love and light. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, enjoy the rest of your night or day, wherever you're at in the world. Till then, much love to you. Hang in there, take care of yourself, and we will see you soon. Take care.